So earlier I stopped and got a burger from this like mom and pop joint up the street, and the food's really good. But the onions on this burger, for the love of Christ, I don't know if they grew these things in the dirt in Chernobyl or what, but I am like breathing and tasting and smelling and emanating onion from every orifice and pore on my body. And it's starting to become a nuisance. But that's not why I'm here. Earlier today, I stopped at a convenience store up the street from my house, and there was a cop getting out of his unmarked to go in, and the guy walks in front of me. Nobody I knew. A little younger. But anyway, he walks in front of me, and he holds the door open for me, whatever. And the first thing I notice about this guy, and you know what, let me stop and back up here just a second. The last time I said something like what I'm about to say, I got hate mail for fucking ever. And it just is what it is. I don't mean to be offensive. I'm just telling you how I feel. So, the guy walks in front of me, and the first thing I notice is that it looks like this guy stood up against a wall and somebody threw his uniform at him. And just wherever it landed on his body is where he attached it. Shirt was like untucked halfway, and his pants were like hanging down, and his duty belt was all like fucking Old West hanging off to one side like he didn't have enough belt keepers or something. And and this dude was first line supervisor type. This wasn't a rookie. And I know that shouldn't bother me, but it does. I mean, I've known a lot of good cops that have just looked like shit in a uniform. It just is what it is. But I think you have to at least make an effort. And that's where I think I got kind of irritated with this thing, because I got the perception that this guy didn't try. And that's a dangerous thing in this line of work. Perception is reality. And that holds true not only in law enforcement, but in any facet of your life. Perception is reality. What you present people with is what they assume that you are. They take you at face value. They say first impressions and all that other stuff. Well, it's true. And if what you're presenting people with is 10 pounds of chewed gum in a 5-pound bag, then people are going to naturally assume that you don't care or you're not trying. Well, why is that dangerous? The first step in your force continuum, generally speaking, is officer presence, right? So if the presence that you have, if the presence that you're giving off, your vibe, your appearance, is that disheveled, I'm just, I rolled out of bed and my uniform was laying on the floor and I put it on and it just looks like this and it is what it is. Man, you're inviting something bad to happen, because there are predatory people in this world. And what do predators look for? They look for the weakest in the herd. They look for the ones that man, they got a lame leg, or they can't run as fast, or they don't look healthy. And those are the ones that they grab because it's easy. They don't have to expend all the energy to go after a healthy prey that they would going after, the lame duck, so to speak. So if you make the effort to maintain yourself, and I'm not saying you've got to be a poster child. I'm not saying that, all your brass has got to be super shiny and at least buff your boots. At least buff your boots. And do the best you can to put your pins on in the right places, and your badge is where it's supposed to be, and the little things and the attention to detail. And I know some people think it doesn't matter, but it does matter, because you're representing not only your agency and not only your community, but you're representing yourself too. And you want people to look at you and go, that's a confident person. That's a competent person. That's a person that gives a shit about something, at least themselves, So there's the off chance that they might give a shit about me. I'm not saying that that's 100% factual all the time, but put forth the effort. I was really, I guess, to repeat the parent saying of the year, I'm not mad, I was just disappointed. Because it just, if I had been his FTO and he showed up for work like that, I'd be like, bro, come on. Let's get your uniform squared away. Let's get you fixed up. Because you gotta present a good command presence. And I don't believe that you can do that if you look like you pulled your clothes off the clothesline that have been hanging outside overnight and just put them on. Do you need to iron creases and everything? No. But, man, invest in a pair of shirt stays or one of those belts that go under your trouser waistband there so it holds your shirt down. And make sure your equipment's squared away. That's another thing. This guy's duty belt, and everybody sets their stuff up a little bit differently. What works best for you is what works best for you. I didn't carry my shit in the same place everybody else did. That's just, it is what it is, right? But some of this stuff I was looking at, I'm like, man, how does that even make sense? How is that even... There was no rhyme nor reasons to where anything was. I'm looking at, like, you got handcuff, aspeton stuck in the middle of his back, and I couldn't make heads or tails out of the way this guy's belt was set up. I mean, at least there's some. Usually, you can look at somebody's belt and say, "All right, I see why that is the way it is." But this thing, it just. I don't know, man. I was kind of bummed out. But I think it's important that you present yourself in a manner that's going to cause people to have confidence in you. Whether it's confidence that you can take care of their problem or confidence that you're not the one on that particular day. So there's that. And the other thing that bothered me, and this is where people get pissed off, the guy wasn't like morbidly obese, but he was visibly not in the best shape, which I don't know what the guy's got going on. Maybe he's got some dietary problem or medical issue or something where he can't exercise to his fullest potential. I don't know. And I don't mean to be judgy, but because I am far from perfect. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm far from perfect. But again, it goes back to that command presence. It goes back to officer presence. And it goes back to looking like you want to present a confident, competent officer or deputy or whatever. And if you look like you don't care, people will assume you don't care. If you look like, it's not worth your time to make the effort to do something, and I don't care what you do, go to the gym, run, train, jiu-jitsu, MMA, whatever, Pilates, I don't give a shit, CrossFit, whatever you're doing, but do something. Do something. Because it improves your confidence. And again, perception is reality. And people will look at the packaging when they buy the product. And if the packaging is not inviting, they're not going to buy the product. Companies spend millions and millions, if not billions of dollars a year just on packaging. Because packaging is what tempts you to buy the product. So if your packaging looks like shit, people are going to assume the product inside isn't the best quality. So I guess to sum this up, and I've been fucking rambling on here for 9 minutes about nothing, take the effort to look squared away. And if you're not doing something to improve yourself day after day physically, then find something to improve yourself day after day so you're better today than you were yesterday and better tomorrow than you were today. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I just want you guys to be safe. I want you guys to go out and have a good time and do the best job that you can do. But I also want you to look confident and competent, and the people that you're responsible for in your community can look to you and go, that person's squared away. And that's it. And I'm sorry if I made anybody mad. I hope I didn't, but I probably did. You guys be safe. We'll see you.